of today's meeting is to report back to you, our stakeholders and our funders, to let you know how the investments that you have made in the WBDC has turned into successes for our clients, to let you know about the financial stability of our organizations and that we are good stewards of your investment, and to let you know what we have in store in the future. You'll hear today from the chairman of our board of directors, our CEO and president, some of our program directors, as well as our clients. There will be an opportunity to turn in questions anytime during the course of this meeting. Please submit them according to the directions that were included in the email with the instructions of how to log on. Additionally, if you have any technical difficulties, there were numbers there to call. So we will do our best today to answer as many questions as we can, but we're going to be understanding about the time constraints that we have, and therefore if we're not able to answer all the questions, we will post them on the website along with this video at a later date. So let's get on with the show. I have the great pleasure now of introducing Deborah Jennings Johnson. Deborah is the Supplier Diversity Director for BP America, a position that she has held since 1999. She has been with our board since 1998 and today is our president. So without further ado, let me introduce Deborah.
I'd like to thank each of you for participating in today's meeting. This is an important meeting where we want to better inform and educate our funders and partners on the work that the WBDC is doing. I, like so many of the board members, officers, and staff, am committed to parity of women in the marketplace. My career and civic engagements have been dedicated to that end. I'm proud to share with you that BP has invested more in America than any other energy company and was one of the first companies that worked to establish the Minority and Women's Business Initiative in Chicago. As Director of Supplier Diversity for BP America, I get the benefit of working for a company that's dedicated to diversity, and I get to work with a lot of talented women business owners that are included in our supply chain. In addition to my service on the board of the WBDC, I actively serve on governing bodies for the Women's Business Enterprise National Council and the National Minority Supplier Development Council. From time to time, I get invited to serve on many nonprofit boards, and I do use certain screening criteria. That is whether the organization is skilled, has skilled officers and staff, and whether the organization is dedicated to programs that are positive and sustainable for individuals and society. I am pleased to say that the WBDC continues to surpass my personal expectations. The WBDC is more vital than ever now. Between 1997 and 2013, the growth of businesses has increased by 41%, while the growth of women-owned businesses is up by 59%. The 8.6 million women businesses generate 1.6 trillion in revenue and employ 7.8 million people. The WBDC has delivered programs and services to over 72,000 entrepreneurs in its 28-year history and made a significant impact on government, corporate policies, and increased awareness of economic impact for women business owners. The WBDC has taken a leadership role in establishing supplier diversity goals and business opportunity programs. The bottom line is in the purchasing decisions you see with the county, the state, and the city and federal governments, as well as with many of our corporations, particularly in Illinois. Our board is diverse. Among the members are an array of women entrepreneurs, leaders in the corporate Chicago and throughout the 9-state region. Many of our board members are prominent in their field, and each brings a unique talent, experience, and resources to the table. They represent various industries such as energy, technology, banking, law firms, universities, just to name a few. The board members all volunteer to serve on committees like the Development Committee that helped bring you this inaugural meeting for our stakeholders. My fellow board members share my commitment to diligent oversight and fulfillment of the Women's Business Development Center mission and strategic plan to enhance the relevance of the Women's Business Development Center programs and services and preserve the financial health and stability. The board has been pleased with the WBDC fiscal responsibility, diversified funding, and strategic use of revenues. While the WBDC has had an impressive history, it is positioning itself for a more impactful future. As we strive to expand our base of women economic empowerment, we need powerful leadership, not just from the board, but also from the management. The legendary duo Hetty Ratner and Carol Dougal launched the WBDC in 1986 and led it for 27 years. When they opted to step down as co-president in August of 2013, we placed Amelia Domenko at the helm, and it was a smart and seamless transition. Amelia has been on our board since 2006 and joined the WBDC as Chief Operating Officer in 2010. Amelia embodies the unwavering commitment of Hetty and Carol to leveling the playing field for women entrepreneurs. It is now my pleasure to introduce the President and CEO of the WBDC, Amelia Domenko.
Thank you, Deborah. Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to host our inaugural stakeholders meeting for those who make the delivery of our programs and services to many startup, emerging, and established businesses possible. As you know, we are an economic development organization with the mission of supporting the economic independence of women through entrepreneurship. What we do is create jobs, fuel economic growth, and build strong communities. When that happens, as we all know, we all win. We win together. Since its inception, the WBDC has served over 70,000 women-owned business owners, approximately 3,000 per year. Half of those are startup and emerging, and the other half are established businesses. What makes the WBDC stand out among other economic development organizations is the comprehensiveness of our programs and services, as well as particular programs we offer, such as the WBE certification program, our child care business program, our entrepreneurship program, our access to capital program, and our e-learning curriculum. The fact that we offer all of our programs and services in Spanish and in English also differentiates us. You know, we counsel our clients to be fiscally responsible and accountable. The WBDC itself is a small business, and we are holding ourselves accountable to you, our fundraisers, our funders, and our stakeholders. So today, we are presenting to you the highlights of our financial performance over the last 3 years and our forecast for fiscal year 2014, which ends June 30th. So, let's review some of our income statement and balance sheet highlights. The WBDC has experienced, on average, an annual revenue growth of 8% over the last few years. The grant funding for our expanded loan program contributed 3 percentage points to that growth. Also contributing to revenue was growth in funding for specific new programs. Those programs were the expansion of our established business program, the establishment of a women's veterans program, the development of an e-learning curriculum that enables ongoing on-demand learning opportunities, and growth in our WeBank certification program. WeBank, as most of you know, is the acronym for the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, our national certifying organization, which our two founders helped form in the mid-90s. There are 14 of us in the United States, and we are the largest of the 14 regional partner organizations, certifying in 9 states. In June 2013, we had the privilege of hosting WeBank's annual conference in our region, which greatly increased the WBDC's revenue distribution from WeBank, both in fiscal year 2013 and in the current fiscal year. We thank those sponsors that are with us today that supported that great event in our region. As you can see from this chart, the WBDC is well diversified in its funding. Over 80% of its funding comes from 3 categories of donors: corporations and foundations, WeBank and related certification fees, and government grants. In years without loan grants, funding from these 3 sources exceeds 90% of overall revenues. The significant increases in loan grants came during our recent deep recession. During the severe credit crunch, the state of Illinois' Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity stepped up, and then the city of Chicago quickly followed suit. As a result, the WBDC had some lending dollars to assist our clients during these tough economic times. The WBDC has been supported for a very long time by the City of Chicago, the County of Cook, the State of Illinois' Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and the Small Business Administration's Office of Women's Business Ownership. We are part of the Chicago Microlending Institute. We are a small business development center, a procurement technical assistance center, and a women's business center. As noted earlier, in fiscal year 2013 and the current fiscal year, we received significantly more revenues from WeBank as a result of hosting the June 2013 annual conference in our region. And while that had a positive impact on our WeBank distribution, it also had a negative impact on our own Entrepreneurial Women's Conference, which was held in September 2013, just 3 months after WeBank's annual conference in Minneapolis. Hosting WeBank resulted in a sponsorship drop for our event due to our funders' budget constraints for overall event sponsorship. This impact on our revenues from corporations was roughly around $200,000, as you can see from the forecast for revenues for fiscal year 2014 in the category of corporations and foundations compared to fiscal year 2013. The overall revenue forecast we are presenting to you today, even with reduced revenues from our September 2013 conference, is the highest in the WBDC's history. We believe with the program proposals we have outstanding and with the commitments we expect to receive by fiscal year in 2014, we will be able, by the end of June, to close or significantly narrow the roughly $200,000 difference in our forecast being presented to you today between corporate funding year over year caused by lower sponsorships for our 2013 conference. So let's move on to expenses. The WBDC has done a good job in ensuring that money is spent on direct client programs and services. As you can see from this chart, in 2013, it moved up to 81% of our funding went to direct services, to provide services to women business owners. And the forecast is 82% for fiscal year 2014. Management and general costs have been managed well and have been reduced as a percentage of total expenses. All staff at the WBDC are dedicated in some way to providing programs and services to our clients, including me. Fundraising expenses have been maintained at 6% on average. Total expenses on average have grown at an annual rate of 4%, while revenues have increased on average at 8%, 5% excluding the growth in the loan fund. Now let's look at our financial condition. The financial condition of the WBDC is good. We have no borrowed debt. The growth in assets is primarily attributable to the significant growth in our loan fund. The only other points of significance on our balance sheet are that the leadership transition, with our founder stepping aside, resulted in a manageable increase in liabilities and decrease in unrestricted assets. Additionally, with the emphasis on specific program funding from our supporters, you will notice on the chart the increase in restricted assets for programs from $285,000 in 2011 to $851,000 expected at fiscal year end, June 30th, 2014. As we perform against these grants through the committed deliverables we promised you, this funding becomes available to us at the WBDC. So what does all of this mean? It means with your funding in the last fiscal year, we were able to serve 3,300 clients, hold 238 workshops, provide counseling to 2,203 clients, certify 1,441 WBEs, and process a lot more files, and help secure $7.6 million in debt and equity. Also, and very importantly, our clients won $34 million in contracts. With your support, the WBDC helped create or retain 608 jobs, start 26 new businesses, and grow hundreds of established businesses. With your ongoing support, we can continue to help create jobs, change lives, and build strong communities. Again, when communities flourish, we all flourish. In that spirit and to that end, the WBDC is committed to ensuring that we allocate our own contracts to women and minority-owned businesses. Every team member at the WBDC becomes a supplier diversity director when we are making purchasing decisions. For example, our videographer today, Vicki Rock, who you just heard speak about her own WBDC experience, is doing a great job today. To move our mission forward and continue to positively impact communities in our region, we have been executing our strategic plan, which we review and update annually. Our strategic plan has a few major components to it, and those areas of focus are making sure we continue to be relevant for our clients, infusing technology in everything that we do, providing access to capital, delivering our services to everyone in our region, and doing more with our community partners. Those outcomes, we believe, have been achieved and I hope that you see that in our financial performance in a very adverse economy. I hope it is an attestation to the soundness of the WBDC's plan. Today, before we end, I want to do a quick shout out. As we talk about technology, we're infusing it, as I said, in everything that we do. But it is because of the very, very generous in-kind contribution of CDW and Lenovo that we have 35 new Lenovo ThinkPads at the center with the most current operating system and software. Thank you, Microsoft. Additionally, we have received 3 new flat screens to be used for workshops and group meetings. We now have a wireless microphone and an additional projector to ensure that our clients can better hear and see in large training sessions. And we, believe it or not, have an interactive whiteboard now to provide cutting-edge training. So thank you again, CDW, Lenovo, and Microsoft. There is tremendous opportunity to more efficiently deliver programs and services that are needed and have economic impact for women business owners as we move forward with our strategic plan. We thank you, our funders and our stakeholders, for the support you continue to provide. the WBDC board and staff commit to you to continue to foster the financial health and expansion of the WBDC to further serve clients. Thank you for your commitment to our clients and for the time you have spent with us today. We unfortunately do not have time to answer your questions at this time. We will answer all of your questions via email. And for now, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Georgia Marsh.
Well, I want to thank you, Amelia, and I want to thank all of the speakers today, and especially our clients who have taken time away from their businesses and also have written their own remarks. I think they were all incredible. The WBDC has survived and thrived throughout the past 28 years because of your assistance. Your investments have been very critical to us, but also has been the fact that you have volunteered as subject matter experts, as thought leaders, on our certification committee, as mentored. You are really the fabric of the WBDC, and we hope that we will continue having you be part of the fabric of the WBDC as we work with our clients to help them establish and grow sustainable, profitable small businesses that create jobs, fuel economic growth, and build strong communities. And remember, your growth is our business. Thank you so much for being with us today. Have a great rest of your day.